panel is all about that. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome to the stage the moderator from the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism, Director Mitali Mukherjee, who will introduce the panel. Let's give them a round of applause.
Three, you can hear me? It's like France, you're seeing it in around.
About accountability and to the stage, Mukherjee.
I should have gotten one. Wow. Look at this.
Here we are.
It's so formal.
I know. Everybody's so like
Well behaved.
quiet. Hi, everybody. Wow. How are you guys? Everybody's so
Wait, that's my
quiet.
cue. Hi, good evening. It's good to see a full house. I'm Mitali Mukherjee. I'm director of the Reuters Institute of Journalism. But pleasure to see everyone here. It's been a fantastic day, I think. I've been sort of soaking in a lot of conversations around
Pick your hero
business,
or villain.
finance,
I'm not judging.
And I think where we come from as an institute is that the core of what we focus on, which we think is a critical component, is the audience. And some of
I
our
will bring
research
peace to
past
this
couple of
universe,
years has
no
been
matter the
focusing on
cost.
Exactly what you're going to hear from these bright folks, which is what's happening in terms of a shift amongst audiences towards what we call, as a broad bracket, news creators, but that tends to bring in a lot within it. So one of the things that we have been seeing over the last few years
I was
is
born
that
to change
increasingly
humanity
young
for the better.
audiences especially
That time
have been
has
turned
come.
to spaces that are online, so primarily social media platforms, and turning to individuals rather than organized
30 seconds before you attack.
news
Get ready.
creators. They have an impact on public debate. They have a large audience. They tend to
That
have
depends.
quite
Do we know if our
often
opponents
clear
are
political
actually
sides,
guilty
and
of
our
anything?
audiences do sort of
Annoying the
identify
hell out of me.
and
That's
this
more
is a
than enough.
phenomenon that we're seeing worldwide,
wouldn't stand
but it is
for
something that is beginning to
But in
grow
this
in
case,
terms of its heft. So you certainly saw that in
The battle starts
pre-election
in
campaign
5,
with Donald Trump,
4,
and you are beginning
3,
to see that in
2,
countries like France.
1.
You're seeing it in other parts
All you need to do
of
is capture the mission area.
countries like
Got
India
it?
as well. So very, very fascinating. That's what we're going to dive into in the course of the next very snappy 40 minutes. And I've got some bright stars here, some of whom did the introductions for themselves. But maybe I will give it a shot. So please introduce generous applause, first and foremost, FDNM founder Khalid Al-Muaili, Daily Wire
The mission area is yours to capture now.
Hero, Lemon Media,
Seems the king of the seas has loyal followers.
Lemon, and David Tackley.
Even the All-Father himself could not have handled the power contained here.
So we're going to take the best place for now. Let's start
I feel better already.
context. Quantum match. Currently we are starting a little bit about
Quantum match.
One tree falls, and another shall grow to take its place.
Capture the mission area.
I would say that I am an audience, because the audience is no longer watching television anymore. They are on their phone, they're watching YouTube, they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok. And I started doing this a few years ago when I joined TikTok. I was at Politico, where I wrote a newsletter, which was how people study the news, and they still are.
I require
And
some
I made my
aid.
way to Puff, and then I had a
Cosmic
podcast
might
with Ringer
returns.
there. And this just felt like the next evolution to how the YouTube show. And you have a Substack. You know, Instagram and TikTok. I felt that I could apply
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
just speaking the truth and that being my guiding force and light in this, rather than politics, entrepreneurship, identity. I really feel like what I
Your team's
did the
capture
same thing that I
progress is
did
fast.
at like BBC News where I work, or Politico, or the New York close to the Washington diameter. I just now have the ability as an independent journalist.
Born again!
Think about
foes have arrived.
The
Seems the king of the seas has loyal followers.
stories that I've always been on and have really anyone I want on to review and pursue accountability journalism. And I think I've been doing this for 17 years, so I understand the standards of journalism and I understand how to break through with real reporting. And I'm just using creator platforms now. And I'm using some of the tools that they have used and become so great at, like the authenticity, the showing of the process, talking through the creative design.
Spawn of monster
That
no
works
more.
to rebuild trust, and I think why not do that with traditional journalism?
And what's the story of?
My opinion is very clear. I'm conservative. I'm trying to fall on that objectivity. I separate my found more facts. So very often it's relying on traditional media sources. In my opinion, which I'm relying on my ideology,
This is real firepower!
podcast, obviously my podcast grew to be quite large.
Half of the mission area. Keep going.
Revenue, media company with the report.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
But it remains a largely opinion-based outlet. So our audience understands who we are, and because of that, they know that we're not hiding the ball. We're not trying to lie. Where we're coming from. The news will track our values. And I try to be very clear what is fact, what is my opinion. But I think that's hard to I think that is terrible. I think the silos creator as opposed to standalone brand and creator standalone brand or vice versa.
Don Lemon.
Yes.
The story. Lemonheads, is that what you encourage
That's
your
what I
followers
call-
to follow?
yeah, the Lemonheads.
Tell us the story.
Well, so what's the question? What do you?
What's the story of why you decided to transition away from mainstream media, space like
In a
CNN?
world
Well, I got
consumed
pushed out of
by
mainstream media,
darkness, I will gladly be
Just
the
as long
light.
as I'm not saying it and
But
you are.
I think but honestly, no, it's okay. I mean, it's reality, and I'm about that and about truth. But I mean, if you one of the
30
CMO of
seconds
my
before
former
you
company
attack.
said,
Get
that
ready.
if you open you're a walking definition of
Hey, cool.
a blessing in disguise. Because I think I got out at the right time. And I know that in the coming months, in the coming years, there are going to be people who will have to do, they'll be forced to do what I'm doing now. I didn't have to do this, but I still had more to say. But so
The battle
what
starts
I'm
in
doing
5,
is I'm going where the audience
4,
is, and the audience
3,
is right here
2,
on this
1.
device or on
All you need to do is capture the mission area.
tablet.
Got it?
And less so on
From
giant
what I hear
televisions,
about
even
this
though
Doom
my
character,
audience, when I
I
look
don't
at my
think I'm gonna
analytics,
like him
most
very
people watch
much.
me on television. I think it's like 44%, and it's like 42% who watch me on a smartphone, and then it goes on to tablet. But I'm going where the audience is. People want
This time I
personality. They're not getting news from a brand or letters or whatever they're coming.
The mission area is yours to capture
People
now.
they like, and they don't need the filter of baseball makeup or cocktail dress or hair that's over hairspray. That's skin reflection. They want to get their information from people they like and trust without all the filter. So that's what I'm just using that
Capture the mission area.
because I don't want
this
that
together.
between me and my audience. No, Barry.
Were you thrown out?
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man! Born again!
Unfortunately, for me, that didn't happen. And I started early enough that it's been interesting to think about the desk. There's been this transition where there's these communicating authorities, credibility, that are really change over. There was a point when I started where if it didn't look like you were on a CNN that there was an instant judgment from the audience that this is not credible. And that is really changed over the In fact, to the point where audiences like mine and maybe some of yours, they see that kind of more traditional stage look, and they say, this feels stuffy. I actually want something different. And I think that needs to be some time and also
This is real firepower!
all of those things happen for me. It's incredibly Cosmos Heals right is able to create a lot of this that would have been impossible 20 years ago.
My channel was sad when I started. I found this big studio in Richmond, spent all this money on cameras and lights, and it was fine, but it wasn't growing. And I said, one day I said, you know what, I'm just going to sit in my living room in front of the fireplace, and I'm going to do a show every day called Live at 5. It wasn't sure if anyone remembers Sue Simmons and Chuck Scarborough back in the 80s, whatever, 70s, doing Live at 5. And that's when the audience started to grow. When I put on a sweatshirt and sat in front of my fireplace and just started talking, not acting, taking the comments, doing stories that they were interested in doing, and that's when I started to grow. My audience is heavily women, mostly women, but probably it's about 60%, maybe even 70%.
You are safe now, my friend.
Guy. The interesting thing is that people in traditional media, corporate media, they're constantly facing the young demo, which is great because I do have a young demo, but the blessing for me is coming from cable news where the demo is much older. So now when we have enrollment for healthcare, they're looking for me, or in Medicare, they're looking for someone who has an older demographic. So I just think right now is a boon and an opportunity for us, and I don't think it's I know it's not an opportunity for people who are in traditional corporate.
Perfection is unattainable, but that should not stop us from trying to achieve it.
Which is that in the US as a market, around a quarter of the audiences that we surveyed said that they turned to news creators for the news, which is almost equal to the
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
So very much neck and neck in the US as a market. And that's
I'm impressed, kid. That's some serious tech you're wearing there.
Outpaced.
It's
And
more
of
than
course,
just a
there are
suit of armor.
markets where
Spiders may
newspapers
partner.
remain far behind
Kind of like
these
your
brands. But Ben, let me ask you this.
That
if you were to
tree
sit down
is a
and
Flora
think as the
Colossus,
USP,
and
what
his name
you
is
present
Groot.
And what's resonating with your audience?
The battle starts in 5.
Galli's
4,
authenticity. So I think that
3,
the word authenticity has
2,
come up a lot, and
1.
obviously I think that is the
All
correct
you need to
word.
do is capture the
problem
mission
with
area.
authenticity
Got
is
it?
that it is not really a substitute for credibility.
could it take
Meaning there are lots and lots of people on the internet who are authentic and who are absolutely non-credible and spew bullshit all the time, for lack of a better word. And their authenticity
How
can be
nice.
pure. I mean, absolutely spew it at the time. And so if an audience
I require somebody
getting bad information, actually I think that for more duty of people in our space actually system that has news network or some sort of outlet. So something that I personally take very seriously is the idea that speaking to people might not think smarter than Twitter is my job. Provide them with some level of context and knowledge, and not say the things that may affirm their world view, even if it feels good to them and feels good to me, and may even in fact you are nothing.
This is real firepower! This is the Amazing Spider-Man!
I mean, sure. I mean, my audience, I think, has known me for a while. The legacy side of the new media, because my company is now a decade old, which means it's actually one of the older. I have found more lost souls. Because of that, I think that, as I said, my audience and my coverage is refracted through the center balance. I prize my values more than I prize political.
I require
And so what that means is that I mean, whether you feel all my is necessary, I obviously am conservative and critical of people who want to let through their ideas. I think that my audience expects from me, and will be disappointed in me if I do not do, is speak the truth even when it applied to figures who are purportedly unquote ourselves.
System error.
This shield will serve me well.
And this video is for you, which happens even when you're audio so streaming live on YouTube, one video podcast. Was that an interesting shift?
We are in this together.
Tara's filming now, aren't you?
I am training right now, yeah. I mean, if you're a traveling studio, I do think that the audience, they feel better already. I don't know about my plan. But they see pictures of me with my journey through life behind me, my ancestors, my trips, my reporting journeys. I just think it's a way to get into your world. I mean, they're kind of buying into you whether you like it or not. And since I'm newer to the independent media world, people are still getting to know me, and sometimes I think like the audience is disappointed if they think, oh, well, you know, you seem to be too tough on someone who's on the left, too tough on someone who's on the right, and they're confused. And I think like the audience is trying to understand. I'm like, no, I'm not here to reaffirm your worldview. You know, I'm not here to use content like that fact that from your point of view. I just feel better already. The person in front of me that I would, no matter who they are. And whatever is the fact that bring me up, you know, brings you in. This is the problem. Like, you can chase an audience sometimes, and you can tell them exactly what they want to hear, but is that born again? If that was the only way that I could have a channel, then I wouldn't do it. But I believe there are people out there that do want information that is based in, you know, just actually traditional journalism, but without the corporate hierarchy and all of the go to just get a story actually published. I mean, I've worked in newsrooms before, some of the biggest newsrooms in the world. It can be really hard, and they are very limited when it comes to the facts. And sometimes you just need to be able to say the facts. And you know, the audiences, they'll figure out if you're for them or they're not, but last time I checked, there are millions, 200 million people on YouTube. They'll find you.
It's the largest TV network. No.
Yeah. I'd rather be there than on TV.
To piggyback on what Ben and Tara said about making a choice about authenticity, feeding the audience what they want, etc. I had kind of a tough moment with part of my audience in the lead up to the last election, where I think it must have been September or something like that, where I looked at the polling and I said, listen, we can kind of feel whatever we want about the way this is going, but the polling is worse for Kamala Harris in the 7 key swing states than it was for Biden in 2020. It's worse than it was for Hillary in 2016.
I will bring peace to this universe,
it's not even
no matter the
because I'm
cost.
looking at numbers and telling you what they are. And a very loud, but I think probably small slice of my audience said that we need positivity, that this is not what the moment calls for. And it was a really interesting moment because I could have just gone back to
this universe a better place than it was before I was
It just wasn't what
created.
it was. And depending on where you are in your career and kind of like where your show
30
is,
seconds before you attack.
it could be
Get
very
ready.
tempting to kind of go back to what's the easiest thing for your audience.
Because everything is so immediate. If you're doing a YouTube show, I do a live show. When I started, no one wanted video, and I mean, it hasn't even been 2 years. But I started about a little over a year and a half ago, and I was pitching my show around, and no one wanted video. And now everyone wants video. Now people are open to live. People are doing lives. And before it's like,
The battle
tape
starts in
content.
5,
It monetizes
4, 3,
better. Edited it,
2,
it looks better.
1.
Now people are open to it live. So it's everything is evolving. So I just think that you have to adapt. He's right. In the election, I would go out because I wanted to hear what people were saying. I didn't get to do that when I was sitting in a big shiny desk unless they, transported you teleported you to a certain place. So I went out to the swing states, battleground states, and just talked. And then I started getting calls from Fox News, Newsmax, and oh my gosh, you're getting a lot of Trump out there. You must be really sad. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's a lot of Trump. We're going to say we're voting for Trump. I required some demographics that you didn't think would be saying that. And that's the same thing. Don, you're curating that. You want to hear that. I'm sorry. I've got to give you that. So you can be pressured into having a bias toward just feeding people, whether that's left or right. You have a bias.
In the long term, it's actually because in the short term, the easy intent is to look at the sugar high and give the audience what they want, but you actually lose your authenticity. You lose what you are when you do that.
Because after the election, people say, Don, you saw it. You called it.
Right.
I expect you to that, and they come back and they realize you were actually telling them.
I am at your service.
Healing power. How people identified literally.
Just who I was looking for.
Only differences to 15 personalities.
Cosmic might
if they were
returns.
right-leaning personalities. I think that's reflected in this piece of art. Do you think that
The cosmos heals you.
you
never fall!
Well, I think it's both. If you from the creator
Behold the god of thunder!
I require some aid.
try what is authentic to you, and then that's going to put you somewhere on the political spectrum. I think without a doubt, the way that algorithms engage directly with what triggers the most emotional response is direct route
You are safe now,
hyper-realized nature. And, you know, I'm
Born again!
I also try to be honest with my audience. When it comes to things like gas prices and whether a president controls them,
This shield
I'm
will
very
serve me
honest.
well.
This is overly politicized. Usually presidents do a couple of things related to gas prices. It's mostly not about that. So I try to balance the real perspective, the real opinion, from the moral standpoint about what I think is best, but at the same time, I'm trying to be upfront about the fact that there are things that are physical, there are things that are outside of that, and hopefully the audience appreciates that over the long term.
The algorithms are destroying us. This is my informed view. Yeah, I mean, there we go. Don, look at us come together. The reason I say this is because TikTok and X algorithm in particular program for virality. And so they are programming for what is the strongest
I am at your Cosmos heals.
response, the strongest emotional response. Absolutely manipulated by outside actors. We've actually seen quite a bit of this on both TikTok as well as X. But people, or men in the real world, use that as a substitute for polling. For example, so politicians, they get a lot of retweets. They think what they're saying is popular, and then they do more. And so you'll see it bleed over into the real world. Trends that you would never get if you just walk around and talk to normal humans suddenly start popping up when you talk to normal humans because they've been watching it online. It's been really, really big. And so, you know, when people say, how can I get back to normal? My first recommendation is to do something the opposite.
Tremble before fire!
Yes, actually turn off your phone and go to a place with actual human beings and have conversations with those people. And, you know, for this is where I think my non-religious
Behold the god of thunder!
Friday night, you get back on your phone on Saturday night, completely disconnected. Remember everything that's going on and be in a place where everybody who you know is, you know, bonding over shared things. That the more online we are, the more polarized we are. And I think that's the opposite of the way that we do politics for decades in the country. The more informed we are, the better
Born again!
it's going to be. And it turns out that because our information is so good, because it is actually programming inside all of us, what that means is that probably the more time you're spending on X, the more time you're spending on TikTok, maybe the less informed you are, and also the more polarized you are, and the more out of touch with reality you are.
So people think that they live on lives on Twitter. And every time I ask people who goes on Twitter,
I am at your service.
do research other than Twitter.
Touch some grass.
But I do. It's interesting that Ben, you say that because I do every single day. I tell people that I'm on the Advil Live at 10. So I'm doing that. They can be informed about the opportunity. And until then, I tell them turn the TV off.
That was fine.
And I need watch really pick your moments, but I rarely do content. Every once in a while I'll do weekend content because I think it's important to give people a break, and I do think that people should be in community with each other, and that's something that we should all be pushing. It doesn't, you know, you don't make that much more revenue or become that much more successful by constantly pushing, even on the weekends, content.
Yeah.
I think it gives people a break. You know?
And the two big platforms in the US are X and YouTube. That's kind of the spaces where people are driven to the
Although
most.
TikTok's enormous. as a news
TikTok's
outlet.
enormous, but it's probably got a bit more. It's not sort of hardcore news, if you will. It's people looking at lifestyle, culture.
Perfection is unattainable, so that should not stop us from trying to
X
achieve
and
it.
YouTube, there is sort of a primary preponderance, if you will, of right-wing identified voices. Is there a reason you think for that? Do you think they've sort of moved ahead of the curve and there's more faces emerging from the left? What do you put that down?
I mean, I think that you see this quite frequently in terms of new technology. The right is the first to adapt because they feel shut out of traditional spaces. So, for example, the right was very shut out of...
Let the devil out!
...emerges because the right is some place to go. And then after you more balance. CNN. And once you have all those outlets, the right is like, okay, well, you know, maybe we'll have to try talk radio. Talk radio is now going to be our new, it's the 90s, the early 90s, get that. So the timeline's off here, but that's basically the idea. The right to the first to adapt to new space. So for me, you know, my op-ed was going to be appearing in the New York Times. And so the idea of starting your own online outlet is more attractive than somebody who is going to have access to the New New York Times. And I'm old enough to remember when their former employer Politico invited me to write a newsletter for Politico, and there was basically a riot in the newsroom because how dare I write holy and sanctified Politico morning newsletter. And so the right starts to adapt, and then what happens is that people realize there's a market there, and they move into that market.
This is real firepower! Asa can do this with the amazing Spider-Man!
Where it's most people like building seems the King of the Seas has more in the room the Cosmos heals large influx or especially with younger people as they get into the game. Like, think about that content missing, and a lot of my colleagues have said you always could have going far more quickly on some of these platforms if someone had recognized the potential more quickly, had come in more rapidly to fill the gap that was then subsequently created as the right came in. There just really hasn't been that.
Just to gamble short side on the left, or even center. If you're
there's still
on the
so
right,
much to do.
What is it, Red Seed Ventures or something like a Red Seed?
You're talking about a company that's associated
Red
with
Seed
Fox News
Ventures, and you have to, pouring money into conservative spaces, and you don't see that on the left or even center left or even center right.
There's like facts now. What is it called? All of these
Born again!
That's true. I think they were behind the curve in realizing that the power of that.
I totally agree.
We must bring their journey to a halt.
You'll have to keep fighting until you're the winner.
I have destroyed the night's token.
Style of communication.
Another epic victory!
Is that is it a kind of a state of play? How do you
I just don't think there are as many women doing it yet. I think there's Megan Kelly, Candace Owen, there are some on the right, and now there are women on the left that are doing it. The Spare is like a huge star under the desk news. I just think it's maybe taking a little bit longer, and I think eventually it'll be more balanced. I think there will be more women, but all of the polling and everything says that men still will listen to.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Welcome back to a series so creepy, even Dan Clancy subscribed. Welcome back to a series so creepy, even Dan Clancy subscribed. In today's video,
I will bring
Queen of
peace to this
Losers,
universe,
Pokimane,
no matter
is
the
back
cost.
being absolutely insufferable. She looks at a clip of Hassan abusing his dog and instantly skips the video and blames her mods? She's being omega cringe once again, explaining to
Perfection
people
is
why she's
unattainable, but that
suddenly
should not
really
stop us
into
from trying to
celibacy.
achieve it.
30 years old, by the way. She's advising people to be
Quantum
true
magic.
to
30
themselves,
seconds before you
coming from the
attack.
fakest
Get
person
ready.
ever. Ultimate Gooning Load, Dan Clancy is back, announcing TwitchCon 2026 already.
It takes great effort to keep my
Absolutely
cosmic
shameless.
energy in
Asmongold
balance.
has responded, advising everybody not to go for their own safety.
I meditate.
Twitch has been exposed
that
for
doesn't work,
secretly
I
running
watch
ads on
flirting
Asmon's
videos.
channel and not paying him. Super
battle
sus.
starts in 5,
Stable Ronaldo from
4,
FaZe is calling out
3,
Twitch for their
2,
insane
1.
viewbot problem,
have
ruining
to
the
stop them from
platform. He
securing the
claims
mission area.
Rico cases are being built and things are about to get legal. People have exposed their friends viewbotting and the absurd prices involved. Subscribe or you gotta attend TwitchCon 2026. Your call.
Healing power.
Now let's begin. Moving on to insufferable gamer and friend of Hassan, Pokimane. Now last time, if you remember, Pokimane apparently fired her staff or restructured because they postponed the Hassan podcast episode. This episode was supposed to air as usual, but staff refused to upload it out of fear. It caused drama, and also posted the statement without my approval. Sorry guys, we'll talk about everything on this week's episode and go on a hiatus afterwards to restructure, which means fire her employees for doing this. Now this was when Hassan yanking his previous dog's tail, clearly abusing it, and this is how she reacts. Pokimane accidentally gets sent a notorious Hassan dog clip.
There's still so much to do.
Mods!
Oh no, oh no, come on.
Pokimane accidentally gets sent a notorious Hassan dog clip, immediately skips it. Mods!
Sure. Hey. The Cosmos heals you.
Gambit never falls!
See, it's not just me, guys.
Do I have more?
It's not just me. Oh yeah, so she knows? Of course she knows. How would she not know?
Just for context, this is the original clip Pokimane instantly skipped.
Come here. If you run right now, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll actually kill you, okay?
Aiden Ross offers a job to the mods who may have gotten in trouble for linking a Hassan clip in Pokimane's stream.
Assemble! Now you do the same for me.
The ones that got in trouble for Hassan clip, if you guys can find them, I think it's very funny that Hassan is dogs and allegedly we'll give you a job. We'll figure something out. We'll give you a nice tag and Hassan clips and stuff, you
I mean, never surprised at this point. She's actively refusing to show people the truth about how Hassan treats his
God of Thunder!
Just because they are both multi-millionaires and they're part of this Twitch Hollywood community and they need to protect each other at all costs, like fucking disgusting pieces of shit, right? She literally refuses to play the clip to her stream. Instant what are the reflexes? Holy shit, bro. Like, ironically, she has top-tier gaming esport reflexes there. She still paused that clip because she obviously recognized, she's watched that clip before, and she knows that Hassan abused his dog in that clip, and it would make him look horrible in front of her audience. So she made the executive decision to make sure that nobody saw that clip, right? By the way, just some context, yanking a dog's tail is not like a laughing matter or something. It's something extremely cruel to do and can cause permanent damage to a dog. So much so that legal children are taught to never yank a dog's tail because it is absolutely a horrible and cruel thing to do. Now, what this clip is exposed is that Pokimane cannot cry ignorance anymore. She knows for a fact that Hassan abuses his dog. She has obviously seen the clip of him shocking his dog as well and ignored that as well. Instead, recently, she did a stream with them where they were glazing China in their cheap labor and how she can hire girls for cheap to take Instagram pictures of her because she doesn't have a boyfriend to do that for her. And instead, she has to literally marry herself like a fucking pathetic narcissist.
They take the most fire photos of you, hand them off some digis, and just dip.
Crazy.
Like they have a person for everything. Got an engagement ring from myself. Will I
Ain't ready for Rogue to be a widow.
Well, yes, I've no choice.
Honestly, I got a brilliant idea. I think Hassan and Pokimane should honestly date because both are miserable. They would make an absolutely great couple. They're fake pieces of shit. Everybody hates them. They're ultimate narcissists, so they don't need to love each other. They can just, you know, fall in love with reflection of themselves, right? But I mean, look at how hypocritical this is. Pokimane talks about caring about all these issues.
Behold the God of Thunder!
Actually animal abuse in front of her freaking face. She doesn't care. She still collabs and supports these people. She didn't collab with them like 3 years ago before this happened. Literally recently did this as well. Zero morals, absolutely disgusting. And this reminds me of that person who saw the evidence that Hassan shocked his dog and literally turned it off saying, I don't even want to watch it.
I watched the same clip. There's no tape, and you can't take those points out. Man, that's what I'm saying. The poke is so hard with a lot of people on me. I don't want to watch anymore of this.
I mean, what can I say? This is literally a literal pathetic call who refuses to see the truth no matter what. And even if they do, they just ignore it. People responded with her saying the N-word, that feeling when you realize your mom worked for Mossad. It's an Israel conspiracy. Hassan was right all along. She has been well trained and she's getting shocked by the color. She's seen the vid so many times she knew in half a second a dog was about to be abused. Dude, even I wouldn't recognize that clip that quickly. She had the most most high-level League of Legends facial reflexes, bro. More sand to bury my head in this instant. No, the thing is, she wasn't hiding it from herself. She knows the truth. She was hiding it from her pathetic fucking audience because she doesn't want to appear as a hypocrite to them. And we got the legendary photo that sent Hasan into a manic crash out. I wonder why she skipped it. Curious. Dude, does anybody else find it insane how many people are actually under the color, like from Ludwig, Irish to Pokemon? Never fall! I just don't understand. What does Hasan have? Like, does he legitimately have blackmail on all these people? Because I don't understand. Yeah, he knows he's mistreated his dogs, but still ran over to collab with him, shameless, all for the cloud. To think people are running out to defend the state of the cookie dough because it's always been a money on even her defense was stupid because you have to buy the cookies for $28. You couldn't individually buy the cookies, so it was literally $28.
Both boy gets say so.
And we got the brown color, of course, that Hasan's friends are so against and thought it's very cool. Even QT says she doesn't support this type of stuff. So now we know her bunch of explicit instructions to reduce any negative impact on Hasan. Oh, mods! Mods, do I even have mods? They did such a bad job of this, apparently. There are no shot colors in boxing, say. Of course, there is no all. The woke, politically correct streamers, when their knight in shining armor Hasan does something objectively wrong. Right, so anyway, she's in drama again because she posted this pathetic coping post where she tries to explain to the internet why she's not actually married. Now, last time she got engaged to herself, bought a ring for herself because nobody actually knew her personality. Pokemon explains why she's really into celibacy. Oh, brother!
I'm a ship-shaping and nothing more than not kissing on the first date to saving yourself from me. It's a whole spectrum. And honestly, that's really god of thunder! When it comes to intimacy. For starters, you can avoid becoming attached to the wrong person. Real life. But that's because of a physical or emotional which makes you feel connected to someone, even though you may not be connected. Sometimes it's really just hormones and chemicals. So I get to preserve my energy, and instead of constantly pouring into someone else, I can focus on the things I like to accomplish first. To avoid emotions and desires who simply need to get so close that they can sink their teeth into it.
Oh my god, a 30-year-old woman posting this shit. I mean, come on. Can you just stop with this omega cringe? I'm getting second-hand embarrassment right now. I mean, what is the purpose of this? Is this like your advertisement to guys? Like, oh guys, I'm really into celibacy now. Right? I might have been with the password right now. I'm celibacy. Please, don't you understand that clock meme is actually getting to me? I can't handle more little clock memes, right? I'm a good cat. Please, somebody who's not a Reddit nonsense, please take me. I have to marry myself. Don't you see I'm so desperate and cringe right now? I mean, I'm just trying to think like how people would react if a guy did this, right? Imagine like a 30-year-old single guy started marrying himself, talked about how much he's into celibacy or whatever, doing his fucking makeup morning routine or whatever, and like speaking in the soft PR voice, like, oh my god, I'm so innocent. Like, he's obviously getting called like an incel. Like, Pokemon herself, right? Meanwhile, she does this shit, thinking it's doing revolutionary content in the world. She legitimately thinks she's like a figurehead and a role model for women. I mean, are you kidding? Right, so then she continues being nuclear cringe.
Less stress, less liability, and less risk of anything unwanted. There's just about no downside to taking your time, but all the risk in rushing. It's truly up to you. And in a world that's become even more hypersexual, it kind of feels like pacing oneself is the new counterculture. Whatever you choose to do, don't forget to respect others' choices, and above all else, stay true to yourself.
Yeah, guys, stay true to yourself. Says literally the fakest person on the entire internet, and she's talking. Hilarious, hilarious. Stay true to your values. I, Pokemon, am very true to my values. That's why I support dog abusers. I love guys who shock their dog. That is my type, actually.
Pick your hero.
If any simps are watching, if you just shock your dog, Pokemon will line right up, right? In fact, Pokey, I actually know somebody who's really good at that. He's like a world champion expert, honestly, and I think you would get along great. raid. Diddle Piker himself. Imagine just a legendary internet power couple. Although, I don't think your friend Ray would be very happy that you're even talking about this during a genocide. I can't believe we're even having this conversation when there's a genocide going on.
Wish that more people would put more energy into aiding, like, genocide.
Thank you, Ray, for that wonderful statement. Dude, honestly, I feel like the clock meme has sent these people into an unlimited spiral. Like, they are in terminal levels of cope. I never imagined a meme could do so much damage, but look at what's happening. The dog shotgun meme is completely ruining Hassan's career. Then these freaking clock memes are sending these people into an absolute spiral when you can just ignore the internet. It's a very simple thing to do, but these people cannot do that and constantly have these mental breakdowns in different forms. Hassan obviously explicitly just losing his mind, saying he wants to quit.
I hate my life. I hate streaming. I hate socialism.
And then we have these obvious other breakdowns where they mask it in this sort of like fake PR voice saying that I'm definitely completely normal and safe right now, but I'm marrying myself, buying a ring for myself, and saying I'm celibate. I'm very celibate. I'm actually a virgin queen. Oh, brother. Now, I do want to make it clear, like, the message itself might be okay, whatever, but we don't need fucking Pokemon to tell us it. It's like when she says, oh, we take the rich, tax the rich, or whatever. Like, we don't need to hear that from Pokemon, alright? Just shut the fuck up. Like, you're not relatable. You're obviously doing this to make yourself seem more innocent, to make yourself more appealing to partners because you feel like anyone. It is legitimately sad. We got Camel Cat responding, such a coincidence that every female creator who sails their appearance for views in the cloud totally are celibate or virgins. What are the odds? Can I tell you a secret? I miss when streaming was about gaming, not just drama baiting. And interesting Pokemon. Interesting, the person who has a new clip every other week, obviously farming more and more drama and talking about, I wish I thought about it. Then fucking games. Only explanation is mental illness. Can't believe some people who buy it out for this kind of fake and performative behavior. Like, I can't convince me this is even a real person. Moving on to Twitch, they have announced TwitchCon 2026. You cannot be serious right now. That TwitchCon's down and we're just getting started. Announcing TwitchCon 2026. North America, Rotterdam, May 30 and 31. San Diego, November 13 and 15. Tickets go on sale early next year. And they've attached this video announcing TwitchCon 2026.
No! The Cosmos Heal
Won't be seeing you around, Susan.
Man.
I need time to restore the balance.
That's
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
So should we do a poly market bet right now on whether, like, what's going to happen at TwitchCon? We could do like, you know, like a different listing. Like, if somebody gets shot, is somebody going to get assaulted? Is something big going to get stolen? Is a VTuber going to get doxxed again? Yeah, like, I mean, I wonder. Broken bones? Yeah, is somebody going to be disabled? Man.
There's still so much to do.
Man.
Armed and dangerous! Again!
Test bound.
Again!
I don't think so.
Of course it ends with Quantum for Emily, bro. DJ Dan, the ultimate diddler, is very clear with this information. You know he specially curated that, had the special request sent in to the people who made this video. Make sure you include Emily. Money is going into this video as we speak. Give it up, you absolute dinosaur, you shameless piece of shit. Also, it hasn't even been a couple of months. The year is not even over, and they are already promoting this shit. You cannot be serious. I mean, you're just lucky
Where there
you
is
didn't get
evil
sued
in this
into
universe,
absolute
I will
oblivion.
be there
In
to
fact,
balance
you
it.
still might be getting sued. I don't really necessarily know what's going on behind the scenes.
I will bring
but I'm pretty
peace
sure a lot of people are desperately
Gonna
trying
have
to
to play
see Twitch.
X-Men
And let me
and
just
Team
break
Up to
it
walk
to
away
you.
this
Nobody's
way.
going to a shitty con. It is not safe. It is so dangerous. Streamers constantly get assaulted. Your security is completely incompetent. I don't know what instructions you've given them. Make sure to protect the quick. That is the instructions DJ Dan has given to the security. Like, make sure you assault anybody that tries to protect the web. Instead, make sure the creeps get away. Make sure the creeps get a tasty lick. Just disgusting, Dan. You're 61 years old. You gotta stop this shit. Resign. Leave. Does getting assaulted come with the ticket? Or is that a separate purchase? You actually have to put in your VIP in order to get the assaulting experience. Keeping TwitchCon EU in Rotterdam was a huge mistake. Being able to go to a new European country each year as a content creator was awesome. Germany, France, Netherlands are so many awesome European countries to go to. That's your issue? Who the heck is this? Oh my god, it's the Why does this guy get the bro? Oh lord. This guy has never had a good take in his entire life ever. This guy's such an idiot. The Hassan Glazer is back. What a loser. Hope the divorce is going well. No thanks. I'm not paying to have my gifts thrown out because you hate VTubers. My meet and greet shortened due to straight up lies and get assaulted due to lack of security. Your integrity is non-existent, and at this point, nothing will change that. I completely forgot about that. They were just throwing away gifts, or probably keeping it for themselves, which is literally illegal. Y'all need to address the security issues with San Diego. No, because we already said there was a where it's like nobody's gonna trust you ever again. You already messed up over and over and over. Who decided in November that's so late in the year and close to Thanksgiving the flights will be outrageous? For people that can't prepare ahead of time, interesting move. Why do these people have an issue, like as if they're gonna be going or something? Like, why are you even considering it? Idiots. They clearly have not been watching the Legendary series, because they would know to skip this initiative. The audacity to show Iron Mouse in it with your company history of discrimination towards VTubers like stealing and throwing away fan gifts. No, there was so many people featured in that thing that obviously is not consensual, because a lot of people in that video also hate Twitch and have openly spoken out against Twitch as well. They probably don't need their permission because they attended TwitchCon and they have like the rights to it or something. It's so scummy. They should also add that there's a survival mode, but only for females. Make it a Minecraft experience. Selling tickets early to maximize profit sounds like something familiar. We love an Ikex appearance. Right, so then Asmon gives his advice, which is to not go.
But I don't think they should do TwitchCon anymore. I really don't. I don't think that they have the security, and I think that the entire event itself is just it's an event that basically farms parasocial weirdos. Like if I was this is my honest advice. I'm giving advice like this is to any girl. Do not go. Don't go. Whatever they say and whatever and they're gonna come out and they're gonna say we care a lot about security and all this and everything, but the truth is that, and there's another component to this as well, which is a lot of like people have gotten roofied at TwitchCon. Like this is a very I mean streamers, like it's kind of like an open secret I guess, but now I guess it's totally open. I'm talking about it. I know other people talk about it too. People have gotten roofied at TwitchCon parties multiple times already. And the thing is that I don't think that they happen at TwitchCon. They don't happen at the premises, but they happened at like another bar somewhere nearby. Going to these events is dangerous. And it's 10 times more dangerous. They can't. They're basically the same. And effectively be like Chuck E. Cheese, so people can come and take pictures. You know, like act like a little mascot, and then get people to buy tickets. It's outrageous. So that's what I think.
Dude, I'm just saying, if you have a modicum of self-preservation, you will not go. You have been warned. And I'm sure we're gonna look at this sometime next year, and some people will still definitely go. They will not learn their lesson. They will get assaulted or something bad will happen. And at this point, nobody will be surprised because you've been warned a year beforehand. You are putting yourself in danger, and for what? For what? It is just not worth it. If you want to meet your fans, go do it somewhere. Okay, I'm sorry. If you have the motion, you do not need TwitchCon. You will meet your fans somewhere else. It is an absolute gathering of utter weirdos and parasocial rejects, and the security measures are non-existent. In fact, Dan is probably doing everything in his power to make sure you're fucked. And he will just probably put the blame on you for, you know, not banning them from your Twitch chat, as if that matters. Also, he made a good point about the parties that go on after these events, right? The diddler parties, right? All the creepy shit that goes on there. A lot of these weirdo creators also just take advantage, you know, that take this opportunity to party with their fans, and you know, people get roofied and shit like that. It is just not a safe environment at all. And yeah, you gotta protect yourself. So then Esmond talks about being banned by sponsors or just being blacklisted.
Well, I'm just saying, like, they invite you to these conventions. I got a clip of NMP saying basically all of you except S-fans were blacklisted from Blizzard events. I don't know where I stand. Like, I don't... This is gonna sound like... Preface. I'm in a position in my career where I'm doing so well and I'm so successful. I don't think about which companies blacklist me from events, because if I want to do my own event, I can just do that. It doesn't even register to me. Like, okay, I'm banned from the event. Okay, that's fine. Like, I understand why I would get banned from an event, right? I get it because I'm very controversial. I say things that are really extreme, at least in the eyes of some people, and people might not like that I do that. It's totally okay. But yeah, I don't really give a shit, because I'm tremendously successful. I've been successful for many years, and so I don't need somebody to bestow that success on me.
Yeah, the funny thing here is that when Hasan gets blacklisted, he literally cries about it non-stop and says that I'm not even controversial. I only shock dogs and support terrorists. I don't know why I'm being blacklisted. Meanwhile, Asmund just literally does not give a shit, and that's how it should be. You don't need to rely on these sort of sponsors and change your opinions for them. It's the same reason I like being a solo creator. I don't need to pander to anyone. I don't need to suck up to any big creators. I can literally say my actual opinions, support who I want to support, criticize who I want to criticize, and basically nobody can stop me. No sponsor can go, well, you better say this. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need Pokey has ever done.
If you're a girl, don't go. Just don't go. Just don't go. Like, and by the way, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope that I'm wrong. But I want you to keep in mind that whenever, and they're smart for doing this, Pokey and Ray and Cutie were smart for doing this. They didn't go to TwitchCon this year. And the only reason Emmy did is that she, you know, they forced her to basically do a meet and greet for her to do a cosplay. And, you know, being a team player, are you going? Am I going to go? No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I find it funny how even the ultimate Twitch Glazers who are part of the Hollywood of Twitch still recognize that, hey, it's not safe to go. They probably know that their sims are absolutely insane as well. When the Hasan Glazer squad recognizes that this shit is messed up, I mean, that's when you know you're cooked, right? And, you know, W for them for actually protecting themselves, but they should absolutely encourage other people to do so as well and stop supporting Twitch. Because as I said, it's just not worth it. Oh shit, I'm getting a call. Hello, Twitch CEO Dan Clancy here. I'm here to take over Pegasus to personally invite all of you to TwitchCon 2026. It's going to be a fun event. We have tripled security to ensure that all the guys that want to protect girls are restrained immediately. We have free access for all creeps to come and enjoy. They do share my hobbies after all. We have free drinks for all the girls. Don't ask me what's in the drinks. That's my little secret. I would love to see you there, especially if you're an e-girl. Although my queen, Extra Emily, will always be #1. Dear God, I hope she's going. DJ Dan out. Oh, you fucking dinosaur. Stop it. Stop possessing me. It's illegal, alright? Ignore everything he just said, guys. He's lying.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Hello, Los Angeles!
Meow.
Hello. Whoa. Not hello to everybody.
Honestly,
I'll be 100% honest. Sorry about that.
That is, yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Wow. Welcome to the 5th annual Streamer Awards.
Damn.
This soul sword can destroy just about anything. As Aiden Ross would call it, his idea. Everybody was so good tonight. It's so great to see you guys outside of your pajamas.
For sure.
I mean, come on. Ty Lil's in a suit. Yeah, we got Max in a suit.
Snotty.
Look at that, fur coat and everything.
Wow.
NMP's in a lawsuit.
That was good. That was good. That was great.
I'd take half that any day. I feel so lucky that you guys made it so far. Some of you traveled from all over the world. You flew in, you drove in. Lacey rode on Clix's coattails.
Look over there.
These are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love with my wife.
This is a live show, okay?
Uh-oh.
So please be respectful. Stay seated as much as possible. Hassan, if you see Sea-Dog get up, you can use your remote.
Where are you this location, friends?
A lot of people have accused me of rigging the awards, okay?
I did. I accused
and I
you.
just want to
I
once
did.
again wholeheartedly deny that. The actual person who rigged the awards is I'm Dante. Where is he? Where'd he go? Oh, wait,
There he is.
you're right there. It was you. Yep.
That's
sorry.
what I
It's always
did.
been nice to meet you. You can never make anyone mad. I figured you'd take this, right, Dante? Right, Dante? He doesn't take it. He said yes. No, he said no! A lot of changes have happened this year. We added a new category called Best Stream Duo.
Best Stream Duo.
Yes. With nominees like Arky and Yugi.
That clip was fucking good. That was
Sea-Dog
such a
and
crazy
Iron
clip.
Agent and Ozempic.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually think these jokes are.
What's up, my
Valkyrie
friend?
are both here tonight. I know. This
These are
Sissy
funny.
One was one of the best collabs all year. I think I speak for everyone. We were all watching it, except Nick Ronaldo, he hates women. Yeah.
Base.
While I have everyone here watching, I do want to apologize again to Jason, okay? There was a big clip mixed up with his nomination. There was a clip of him and his ex. I'm really sorry. And then over here, I want to apologize to Sakura. Not because of the clip, but because you're dating Jason.
Oh.
Sorry about that. There are so many great streamers here tonight. Let's give it up for Kai Sinat.
Kai here?
I want to congratulate Kai for reaching over 1 million subs.
That's
Incredible.
1.1 million, dude. That's a lot.
He just barely beat out Queso, who could only eat 900,000 subs. Yeah. Mafia-thon 3 was one of the best events of the entire year. All right? Yeah, we know. My favorite part was when the Jonas Brothers were on.
Oh my god, I'm gay sex now.
To hang out with 3 washed-up white guys, you could just go on Lemonade Stand. Isn't that right, Doug Duck?
Man.
You'll take him.
Impressive.
And it's good to see you here tonight, Rakai. Where'd you go? Where's Rakai? Where's he at? Aren't you grounded or something? Like, I don't... Yeah, that's what I thought. Kai, Kevin Hart, and Brewski made a movie earlier this year called Live Stream from Hell.
I watched
It's
that
also
movie.
what I
It's a great
call it
movie.
whenever X-Runway streams while driving. Why are you excited? Pokimane said the other day that she's staying celibate by choice, whereas Sketch is staying celibate by popular demand.
Воевайте.
I mean, to be fair, last time we found out that he wasn't, that didn't go too well.
Playboy Max is here. Tonight, Max was nominated for 4 Streamer Awards, and in February, he might take home a Grammy. Whereas, Austin Show is here, and he's hoping to take home a Tony or an Oscar, or anyone with a mustache. What's important is that everyone is here for a reason. Wendy Ortiz is here because she's had an incredible year. Incredible. She's not here yet. She's here maybe. Oh, there she is, right there, walking in. Just what we say. And Average Harry is here because Tubbo needed a ride.
Oh.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Hello, Los Angeles.
Hello.
Whoa. Not hello to everybody.
Honestly,
I'll be
like,
100% honest. Sorry about that.
That is, yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Wow.
Welcome to